Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Itze. Today this dead rubber game of this year's MSO Grand Prix. It's round 7 of Qualifier 1. My game versus 71st from RCP. We both had 6 wins in our 6 games so far, but 71st arguably had the better opponents. Our 4 masters in Hotly, Julio TM, someone you know, and ever beat so far. Although one was a draw. So it promises to be an interesting game, even if we both have qualified for the playoffs already. I'll skip a few moves ahead. So in this case, one could argue it just to continue your road and then try maybe to obstruct Blue City, close it up top. But you'd lose a mini battle, so rather avoid the situation. Maybe just start a new city on the right side and then try to harass Blue's road. Might be an option. Else, of course, starting a new city at the bottom. But instead, I just closed my city. '71st meeples a field. And maybe I should have done so myself on the left side, considering there are loads of green squares around here. He closes his city, just waiting for another cap on the left side. And it moves so far. This one over here, yeah, you can opt for this, considering there's already one right-handed dagger gun, so there are just 2 pieces to attack over here. But considering 2 pieces to attack also means there are only 2 pieces to close the city once it gets blocked this way. Maybe you'd be better served to just wait for the right city cap to close your city and start a new one up top, for example. Close my city, also attacking a field, and then hoping to get a city cap plus road. Just play more efficient. So in this case, of course, I try to obstruct square over here and maybe kill 2 of Blue's meeples with mine, but I don't care about that one. So here comes the block. The aforementioned 2 daggers still left for this square. Next task will be to just block this. Takes 2 points, trying to maybe create some havoc from the road on the right side. I protect my city on the left side, also starting a new one. This is maybe a slight problem because I would restrict my city if I were to go over here, try to block Blue's city and monastery. Then that moves so far. Blue builds a monastery quite efficiently. I attack the field of right now Blue because my meeple on the left side hasn't connected yet. It's already quite a huge one. There are 5, 6 cities. Blue, of course, will attack over here if possible. So it promises to be a field fight. Given there are 2 duck meeples from Blue and just 1 from me, I might have the better chances to take this. He opts to save his monastery, which is fine, of course. Else there was same blocking option to the dagger available for me. So in this case, saving my road and deepening the field might be pretty nice, considering there are still 5 curves available. But instead I opt to attack this vulnerable city and monastery. He indirectly defends. And now there are just a few tiles for me available to execute the block, namely one of the Rotoritos or the horses and the 2 daggers. So there are 7 tiles for me to totally block them, and just 2 of them close their city, but they could use several tiles to prevent any block and maybe even attack my road. More default moves. Now it might be okay to attack blue's city while also trying to obstruct square next to their monastery, trying to prevent successful field attack and then maybe later block it up top. So else, of course, closing your city, but there's really no urgency to do so. And he gets to save city and monastery and can also attack the field, which is quite nice. There's still a 75% chance to beat this. I opt to obstruct their city and maybe later their monastery instead of just taking 3 points on the left. But he gets to save their monastery at least, and then I take 3 points. I don't close this road over here because it also liberate this monastery meeple. But considering I have enough meeples in hand and he doesn't, I don't really need to do that at all. Or rather, it would be a mistake to liberate their monastery. But he gets the saving tile and takes over the field. The 3-1, maybe 3-2 majority in the future. So this begs the question if we shouldn't protect this 6-point field on the left side instead of trying to create a huge field. Maybe edged option over here would be nice. Else there is this option and later over here, or yeah. The scoreboard lead is only temporarily. Of course, Blues Monastery and City surely will take care of that. That's why I try to score a bit more, take a city from the left side, so as not to leave any attacking options. Although there are only 3 tiles to close this city immediately, it's still worth it. My meeple majority is the reason why blue closes this road over here, gives them a meeple back. So +1 point for them, +1 point for me, but 2 points for their road. And it's more or less the same as if they'd take a 2-point road here, but the meeple distribution is better for them. I could take an insurance road on the right side to prevent blue from taking it once they close their city or extend their city. Else there is, of course, taking just 2 points, but that's not really the best move as it also restricts the field, or rather the field attacking option on the right side. Yeah, I don't like that move. That's not the best one, considering if you were to go over here, would also create another attacking option on the top, giving you a slight lead. Bring this city and that city aren't even equal, so yellow, if both cities would close, is ahead by roughly 10 points. This other option to take the road on the right side would definitely have been the better one. So blue might now try to create problems over here, maybe going over there to also nix this option here, but this orientation to then get a straight and kill my city would be the better one. And considering there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, 9, plus a lot of green squares over here, cities on this field, dropping a farmer over here would definitely be the wise choice. That's exactly why they do this. I get to protect, but they create also a second option for them to connect to the field. Maybe even the nice road monastery here. So now they get to take the road. So this situation has turned tricky for me quite quickly, because considering there have dropped 4 farmers already versus my 2, and I rather need to tie this field or even win it, considering blue's features on the board score more points than my hopefully soon to be closed city. But trying to attack this field isn't really that easy, so maybe there's another route, namely outscoring blue's field, which would need good investment of these 4 meeples and taking care of blue's city. Is likely why I obstructed it, created a new one for myself. They get a monastery, could take this spot, but considering it's their last meeple, they won't meeple the monastery. Instead, they opt to I don't know what. Because if you wanted yellow to connect over here and take over their 6-point field, you could just run here. I'm not sure what they wanted to accomplish with this move, actually. Maybe trying to prevent ninja attacks from here, but this doesn't make sense. This saves the ninja attack more or less. Because a straight would have been better this way. And if they want to protect their field, the monastery could have been used over here, preventing attacks from the horse on the top side. So I get to close a city, try to score more, try to create a secondary field for me to take, because I have the meeples in hand and blue doesn't. They get a road, could continue theirs, but could also use the straight rather defensively, protecting their field someplace. Enough squares out there to do so. Or connect to yellow's field over here. Instead, they opt to protect city, because I could have gone here with a curve and blocked this square to the one remaining starting tile. So also a sensible move. I get a quick scoring tile button, have no option to score quick points. Normally up top would be nice, but considering there's only one curve or only one road monastery available, it's a 50-50 shot. That's why I'm a bit stumped in this situation. Maybe there are merits in going over here, restricting square to the right of Blue City, which would more or less kill this city because it's rather unlikely they'd get fitting 2 tiles without me obstructing or killing the city in the meantime. One problem is I would deliver a road end to Blue City, but this could also be used to attack Blue City. So actually, considering there aren't really better moves available, or I don't see better moves, this might be the one. And here we go. Blue extends their road, just one tile away from protecting it from any attacks by me. So it looks like this will backfire. I get to close a city. Question is whether you go over here, take the 6 points or plus 6 points for the city, plus your meeple, minus 3 points for the field, and also a more or less definitive loss of the field if you can't get 2 farmers there. Maybe here on the outside would be an option. Or if you'd rather go at the bottom, extend this field while also opening a new city cap. And I think the latter option is the better one. But in the game, I chose to just complete my city, the top left. With 19 tiles remaining, 4 meeples are a bit much. If there were good options to attack the field, this would be really nice. So extending the secondary field would have been it. Blue gets one of their city caps and I don't get anything to attack or obstruct this city. If they close it, it's more or less a win for them. The cow is quite useless. I could go here and attack the field, hoping for one of the 3 monasteries or the vanilla. But any road from the right side would restrict this to a 50-50. So that's a rather desperate move. And considering I'm now at plus 16 on the scoreboard, plus maybe 6 if I were able to kill these 2 squares, I might still have a chance to outrun this field if I get a monastery for over here, for example, and then can attack blue's road successfully. Maybe even the field too. So now I likely need to dump this tile somewhere. I could go here and then later create this field attack for a 50-50, the last dagger. Else there is this move, trying to kill this square. It would be limited to the starting tile then. And then you'd have to get a curve, for example. Kill this one here. Would be a nice option. Yeah, I guess I try to outrun them. They dumped the c4 and more or less kill my idea of creating a secondary field at the bottom. As I said, I should have put a diagonal splitter there. Now for sure road attacking time. And then we flip for the monastery. Because in this case, they'd meeple this one for sure. Even though there aren't that really many tiles to close the road, there are still 4 available, so no questions asked. They could go here and indirectly protect their city square. But maybe just taking 2 points on the right side, the way to go, considering their field might be sufficient for them to win. Else there's always connecting my field and removing the 6 points from my side of the equation. Instead, they go for the direct defense and limit this square to the 50-50, need the last dagger. But this opens up an option for me, which would be to close the road and meeple a field, for example, or meeple the field here. Maybe in some cases even meeple a field up top and, for example, here, and then get 2 farmers on the field with 1 piece. Okay, it's only a 50-50 shot, but if you're desperate, you take this one. But all those plans of connecting to the field with 2 meeples are out of the window because I just got the dagger I would have needed here to connect. And now the question is whether to close the road and meepling city cap, then trying to attack the field again, or try to restrict the square at your 6-point field to the last curve available. And also meepling city cap. Continuing with your city at the bottom isn't really a good investment. Rather dump big city tiles there if you can't use them elsewhere. So there I telegraphed I won't attack the field because now I'm going to protect this one with all it takes. But I still need this monastery over here to even have a chance of outrunning their field. They add another city cap to the field. There's still 2 out there, which would be high impact tiles for 7 points for them. But I get the monastery, the sorely needed monastery. And just before they did, where to use this monastery productively if you're blue? There aren't really that much options. The only one I deem useful is this one here, trying to prevent yellow from connecting to your road and liberating their monastery meeple. This is exactly what blue does. They know their stuff. So in this case, I need to prevent blue from getting the city cap. Even though I have one open on the left side, this here would be the move. Then just hope to get something to connect on the right side or close your city. Or maybe even that one. Continued the one on the left side, hoping to get both city caps. So a 25% chance. Rather unlikely, but considering there are a few big tiles out there, the chances are definitely better than the aforementioned 25%. Could just kill this city cap. Blue just takes 2 points. And I get 2 meeples back. I could have also added a meeple on this city. considering there aren't really that many chances to take points, and I only have 4 moves left with 3 meeples. Blue breaks my city on the left, rightfully so, because this was my biggest threat on the board. Even though there are still these 2 caps, and there are a few permutations where I could get them both, while blue would also be unable to obstruct. Rather useless to act upon this. I'm at 21 scoreboard. Still have my 6-point field on the left side. Therefore, still killing this queen would limit this field, unite the fields, which I could have done way earlier, as I mentioned, I guess, a few times. So the blocking option is quite nice. It also indirectly extends this ruin, as it's a ruin now, and there are still 2 Doritos available. They get a more or less useless earth. Could try to obstruct other ruin, but only makes sense if they'd go for the field. Given they don't have many moves left, that actually might be their best move. Going for a road over here or the top might lead to 4 points, but only in specific cases, namely only one case if they'd get the straight road over here. They'd use the starting tile on the left, next. So taking the field at the bottom. Hey, don't think the orientation of this road matters. I could now extend my ruin by 3 points, but there are still 2 caps left. Close this city, so I have to take it. I don't really like the orientation though. If you were to turn this to the left, there'd be only one tile to obstruct the city, namely the Dorito. This would instant kill. But if you turn it to the right side, the Dorito would kill it, and the straight would restrict it to a 50-50. So the left side would have been slightly better, considering with the straight we'd also extend loose field on the right side. So closing this would be a nightmare and a -1 point move for us. It looks like a slight imprecision, but it actually is a big imprecision and a move that cost you the game even. Blue connects my field to theirs, takes 4 points for the road, and now it's a dead heat. I get a more or less useless rate, and I think it's time to score. Blue has 5 points for 12, and the big field for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24 points. I've got 3, 6, 10 points plus the 21 lead on board. So actually I'm just 5 points behind, and the best blue can do is getting 1 point extra on their road if they get the dagger. That would mean 6 points behind. And no matter if I get the dagger or the Dorito in the end, I could take 4 points. The Dorito is a shieldless one because both the shields are already gone. So 4 points for the city for -2. This means, as I'm the starting player, I have to score 3 points with this grade. And here they are, 3 points. Just going over here, meepling the field, and you're done with it. City at the bottom doesn't even matter in this case. But instead, I played this move. And I think my opponent immediately asked what this was. And I try to explain. First off, I must have made a scoring error somewhere because I thought I have to close this city for +5, -3 for the field, +3 from me for another field. So 4 + 5 points. And try to protect it with this road from the Dorito from the left. But that's just nonsense because the Dorito would also go over here. Just a hard blunder, as you will see. So he takes 1 point for the road and I get 4 points for the city. And here we go. In the end, I lost by 1 point because I only scored 5 points with my last 2 moves instead of the 7 I would have gotten quite easily. So definitely a wasted game. Only good news for me is that it didn't even matter because, as I said in the beginning, we both had our playoffs ticket already in the bag. So next time we'll see how I got in the playoffs. See you then.